Today I want to talk about the book that I just got done reading. It was about Robert E. Lee. It was about a 36-hour audiobook. These books are like journeys. You get into them, I go to the gym, I listen to them, it's like I get transported back to the Civil War. And the reason I wanted to read a book about Robert E. Lee was because they were ripping down statues of Robert E. Lee in Dallas, and of course Charlottesville back in September. So I said, I got to find out more about General E. Lee. You know, I've heard about him, you know, what they teach you in school, little bits, but I want to know a real book. So I downloaded an Audible book, and I've been listening to it, and I just finished it yesterday. And I wanted to know how these beautiful statues, especially the one in Dallas, would be ripped down. They spent like $500,000 just to take it out. A beautiful equestrian statue, just like the one right here, lifted up and taken out because all of a sudden in September, everybody in America got batshit crazy about Civil War stuff and how it's racist and all this other stuff and slavery. And I said, I got to know about this. The book was really good. I got to learn about the battles. You know, I've been to Gettysburg, I've been to Chancellorsville, but this book gave me the Confederate side of it. I learned more about Stonewall Jackson and the Valley Campaign, and you know, it's the Mexican-American War, because it starts off, a lot of these generals fought in the Mexican-American War, and it was just fascinating. I wanted to know why the statues went up in the first place. Apparently his cult of personality started right after he surrendered at Appomattox. And I think, and I could be wrong, and I'm not a historian, you can comment all you want, I don't care. I think one of the things that Robert E. Lee did when he surrendered to Grant at Appomattox, I think Alexander, one of his artillery guys, said to him, he says, hey, come on, we'll all just split up, we'll go back to, you know, Tennessee and Georgia, and we'll just, you know, fight guerrilla wars, you know, just take shots at the Union Army and stuff. And Lee's like, no, we're not doing that. We are going to surrender as an army, we're going to give our arms in, and we're done. The Civil War's over. You know, let's get back to Union, because Lee was as an officer, he was a U.S., you know, he was the commandant at West Point. As a noble officer, told everybody, listen, we're done. So, if anything, that's how he might have earned his place in history, as far as I could tell. Like I said, I'm not a historian. I'm just a guy that reads books. He's on a 30-cent stamp. They named the submarine after him. I think they have a tank. The British had a tank in North Africa after him. There's a school 20 miles from Charlottesville where that incident happened with the white supremacists, named after him. Okay, so what am I doing down in Lincoln Park behind the statue of Grant? Well, Audible makes you buy one book a month. And they don't make you buy it, they give you credits. So I'm looking up and I'm thinking, oh look, there's a new book out. It's about Grant. So I pre-ordered it, and it's the same guy that wrote Hamilton, Ron Chernow, and it's about that cat right there, General Grant. And I started listening to it last night, just the first hour or so. Great book so far. But one of the things was Grant was super good on a horse. I mean, there was a part in the book where he's riding ponies around in a circus. The circus came to town, and he got on that thing, and he's like the circus master couldn't kick him off the pony. He was good on horses, and here he is on an equestrian statue, and I think that horse's name is God, it fails me. Anyway, leave a comment if you know the horse's name. Not Holly, it's not Molly, something I can't remember, stupid me. But Lee's horse was named Traveler, and again, you know, part of that whole, you know, the statue thing. So my question was, well, what, you know, because I see the statue all the time, right? It's right here in my neighborhood. What if they ripped this statue down? What if they decided that Grant was a, you know, they didn't like him and they tore this thing down? I mean, really, I mean, this is our history in our country. And, you know, especially the equestrian ones where they're on their horses, and the horses have personalities too, you know? And then again, with the Lee statue in Dallas, I still can't get why they tore that thing down. I tell you, I'd love to have all these statues in like one place at my coffee bar. You know, hey, you don't like that statue, bring it over here, you know, and just put up Saddam Hussein, and put up Lenin, put up whatever statue you don't like. Whatever statue you're triggered by, I'll take. What's a statue like that worth? A bronze is worth, God, who knows? But these are beautiful pieces of artwork, and we're just ripping them down because, you know, leftists in this country are just triggered by virtually everything these days. Social justice warriors are going to have a big slog ahead of them to rip down all this stuff that has to do with the Civil War and cleanse ourselves of all these past American history, which is really kind of silly. Read anything that has to do with the Civil War, especially the Grant book, and a Lee book, a Southern book, is actually kind of cool. You know, being from a Yankee from the North, I never had a chance to read anything about the South, and I'm glad that I did. So don't let them rip down statues in your neighborhood, because then we won't be able to teach our kids about this stuff. Oh, but put it in a museum, you know? No. This museum, no. It's not working. Anyway, the statues are up. This is the statue of Grant. I'm listening to the book. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Couldn't ask for a better day to shoot a video. I hope you liked it. Leave a comment down below. Again, I'm not a historian.